Great episode, guys. I really think it's one of our best.
It really came together. It was magical how everything came together, and we had this great episode. And, I really enjoyed the additions to the Logan wing this time.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear where Nathan puts the clown horn. I mean, the skit was awesome, too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not too thrilled, but I thought it was a great episode, guys.
What was that?
What the hell was that?
What is
Was that a clown
No,
horn?
wait, stop! Oh,
Oh, shit!
Great selling job.
So you are afraid of something else. We all go a little mad sometimes. You don't know what death is. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Welcome to the madness.
We are the Mouths of Madness, your new favorite podcast for horror movie reviews. We're coming to you live tonight from the Dungeon of Doom. This is our episode 57 on the 2017 Happy Death Day. My name is Kevin, and wait a minute. This sounds very familiar.
Aren't we on episode 58? Didn't we just do 57 Happy Death Day, right? We did all of that. We had a great skit.
This feels
Nathan
weird.
nailed the clown horn.
Yeah.
It was great.
I don't like any of this. My head feels all gooey.
Well, let me introduce
Why does
you
my
to
knee
the
hurt?
other members of Madness. First, we have Dan. Dan, this feels very familiar here.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that you guys mention it, I really got this sharp stabbing pain in my chest. I don't know where it just came from. It just came on me. I don't know.
Yeah, you're all right in the face. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. Next, we have the mayor of Halloween Town. It's Bear Claw.
Yeah, I mean, Happy Death Day, right? That's the movie we're doing?
Yeah.
I feel like I watched it again today.
It's weird because I remember this and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, Logan's bottle.
Oh my god, not my Mountain Dew. Come on, man.
All over his
Wait a
notes.
minute. Didn't that just happen? I feel like that happened before. I feel like I felt that rage before.
I saw it in my mind before it happened.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. This isn't doing us any good. Let's just push forward with this, and I don't know, and just be done with it. Because
I'm with Bear Claw on this. We got to get going.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, guys. I think this might be one of our best episodes. so.
it feels like it.
This feels like
I
I've
feel
had
good
a
about
dream
this one.
before.
Yeah.
You were there, Bear Claw, and you were there.
And you were there.
You weren't there.
I wasn't.
Wait, were you there? You were a dog, though, in that dream.
Dang, my
Side
own.
note: we should do a Wizard of Oz thing where Logan is Dorothy. We're the three.
You were there, and you were there.
I call
Even
Tin
you,
Man.
Tin Man.
My own son. There are a lot of other great horror movie podcasts out there, but what separates us from the other ones is that we're going to be giving you the older versus younger generation perspective. Myself, Dan, and Bear Claw were all born in the 1980s, while my son Logan was born in the 2000s. So this is the clash of the generations.
Nice.
Nice.
Without any further ado, wake up in some random guy's dorm room. Let out your best fart.
Okay.
Light the birthday candle and let's dive into the madness.
Very nice.
Solid.
Very nice. That's my favorite.
Sometimes I come up with good ones.
That's going in the teaser.
So let out your part one, really.
We watched Happy Death Day from 2017. It was written by Scott Lobdell. It was directed by Christopher Landon. What do we know him for?
Didn't he do Freaky?
He did do Freaky.
He did Freaky.
Yeah.
He actually wrote a bunch of really good modern horror movies, including Freaky, Heart Eyes, which we covered.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
He did Drop just recently.
Drop, Time Cut, and he also did Paranormal Activities 2 through 4 and Next of Kin.
Wow.
Nice.
So he's there, in horror.
And
He's got cred.
He's the
who is
Blumhouse
he-
guy.
Who is he the son of?
I don't know that.
Michael Landon.
Oh.
From Little House on the Prairie.
Wow, famous actor, Michael
Yeah.
Landon. Wow, Bear Claw.
Apple
with the-
Baby.
Dropping the
right.
knowledge.
That's right.
Okay. The more
Casting,
you know.
casting wise, we have Jessica Roth as Tree. What's she best known for?
This movie.
I would say she's known, but she hasn't really done anything big. Because I know her, but
Her biggest acting credit is La La Land besides
Yeah,
this
but
movie.
she was
All right.
like, she was there.
We also have Israel Broussard as Carter.
This movie because he made a lot of
This
Nice.
movie. Hey.
Another one
Happy
that's
Death
really much
Day.
this movie. He also did Bling Ring.
Okay.
He,
oh, fuck him, his bling ring.
he also did.
Someone's really favorite movie, Bling Ring.
Listen to this. He did The Chaperone. Do you know who that was with?
Triple H.
Paul
WWE
Levesque.
wrestler Triple H.
Oh yeah, we have the chaperone.
He must have been a kid in that movie.
Yeah, I think he was
a
pretty
kid.
young. Yeah,
That was like 2008.
Yeah.
We have Ruby Modine as Lori.
Another like well-known, but not like a person that you would see in like big movies.
Her biggest credit is on the TV series Shameless, but she
Oh.
also did the new Silent Night, Deadly Night in 2025.
Cool.
Okay, so she's like independent still though.
Happy Death Day had a budget of $4.8 million. Do you know how much it made at the box office?
$3 and no.
Dang.
No, I'd say it made. You said how much did it make?
Well, it had a budget of 4.8.
You're trying to trick
Budget of
him.
4.8. I almost got you there. So I would say it made probably $30 million.
All right.
I know how much this made because I love this movie and I watched this a couple months ago, so I already saw what it is.
All right. Well, you're
Okay.
an honest man. Dan.
Oh, I'm gonna say had to have made a little bit more than 30 million because there's a sequel and they're already entertaining a third one.
Yep.
I'm gonna say at least $42 million.
Way more.
Technically, Dan's the closest. Happy Death Day made $125.5 million.
It was huge.
I can't believe that.
It was huge.
Really?
It was really big for the time.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of cheese.
That's all. Jeez.
Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, Happy Death Day has a 71% critic score
Yeah.
and a 67% audience score.
Yeah, checks out.
Right around the same. This was Logan's pick for an episode. So, Logan, why did you choose Happy Death Day for us to review?
Besides The Shining, this was my first horror movie that I saw.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So 2017, yeah, that makes sense. I was like 11, 12. I think this movie really shocked me for like what I was expecting because I knew, like I saw the trailer before I watched it. I was like, oh, I got it. Like Groundhog Day. I love Groundhog Day. And this movie just shocked me because I was not like interested in watching a horror movie, but then I really watched it and I was like in love with it. I just love the idea of it. It's different. I love unique horror. That's like my big thing. Like if you can really shock me with like two different vibes. It's why I kind of like Hard Eyes because it's like a rom-com and like a horror. So like for this, it's like it's a movie that's kind of taking place in a sci-fi ideal mixed with horror because you have like the time loop element, you have time travel in a sense mixed with a horror element. The movie itself, I was really just enthralled with. So when we were starting this podcast, it was up there with The Shining as like one of those movies I really wanted to do because it's the first like horror movie I really saw.
Awesome. Let's give you our overall thoughts on Happy Death Day. Dan, start us off.
So for me, this is my second time seeing this movie. And what I really like about it is that it has a lot of personality. It has its own unique voice and style that to me really stands out from the elevated art house style of horror that is synonymous with the mid to late 2010s. I think that it has a more positive tonality to it in exploring grief and loss than how other movies of the decade portray it as this insurmountable, malevolent force that you cannot escape. Despair is baked into the atmosphere of films like Hereditary, The Babadook, Midsummer. It's not a criticism of those films. They are all very good movies in their own right that I do enjoy. I just find Happy Death Day a bit refreshing. It takes the main character's loss of her mother and treats it like she's living the same day in and day out. And I can tell you, like, from my own personal experience with grief and loss, it feels like that you like exist in this emotional stasis that can feel like it's never going to get better, but it can, and it does get better over time and with effort. And I think this movie does a good job in exploring that thematically through a Groundhog Day format where it's light, it offers brevity and humor while we watch Tree emotionally mature and grow out of being guarded and acerbic to open, conscientious, and kind to herself and others. It's what doesn't kill you makes you stronger storytelling. And I think that's really powerful, and it's done in a way that isn't intense. They aren't trying to hit you over the head with it. They want you to have fun and be entertained up front. And I'm glad Logan picked this. It's a great representation of modern horror, in my opinion, and that it tries to be accessible through universal themes most people can relate to. The college experience is cross-generational. Like Logan mentioned, it paints with a broader brush by blending genres. Great pick, my friend.
Thank you.
I really liked the insight you had on that because I didn't think about that when I was watching it in my few watches, but
There's some,
I can see it.
I did some research on like Christopher Landon and kind of like his insights into the character Tree as well. He originally intended her name to be Teresa, but decided to have her have the nickname Tree because he mentioned in like an interview that it's symbolic of the fact that like trees needing to grow.
I think the director is really smart in what he perceives for his movie.
It's very intentional.
Yeah, like it just feels like it's not rooted in like subtext. It's very presentable. I'm in love with this movie.
Bearclaw, what's your overall thoughts on Happy Death Day? Is this your first time seeing
This
it?
is my first time seeing this movie. I was always very curious about it because I was kind of wondering what it was about because I had heard a lot of very positive things about it. And, you know, hearing Dan and Logan talk about it so positively is interesting to me because I was very curious about what other people had to say about the movie. And I kind of formed my opinion separately, but in order to express that opinion, I'm going to take my hat that I have. I'm going to go ahead and put it on backwards because it's time to talk to the kids.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I thought he was turning heel.
Oh my God.
I've got
going
this,
Hogan.
I spent many forests to get this translated into modern lingo. Here I go.
He read the Bible.
Low key, I tried so hard to find something good in Happy Death Day. But nah, this movie is straight mid. Like, it's the absolute worst type of movie. Nothing is bad enough to be funny, but nothing is good enough to be hype or actually memorable. No wild moments, no insane cringe, no legendary scenes. Just vibes that never pop off. It's giving maximum mid energy the entire time. The movie never cooks, never crashes hard enough to be funny. It just exists on NPC mode the whole time.
Oh.
Cap.
No cap.
I call your opinion.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Dang. Bars, Bearclaw.
I don't know. Maybe this movie simply didn't resonate with me, and that's okay. Art can do that, you know.
Yep.
Just because one person sees beauty doesn't mean that everybody sees beauty.
Correct.
And art can be different, and you can have different interpretations of it. I found this movie to be a dull take on Groundhog's Day. And it was just a take on Groundhog's Day, but I didn't find that it did anything particularly interesting or anything particularly novel. It didn't take a stance on anything, and maybe I didn't look at it from the grief angle of things, which I thought they mentioned that, but I almost feel like they threw it in there to try and assign some type of meaning or growth to the character.
Give it like structure.
To give it structure or just make the...
Like it wasn't emphasized enough.
It wasn't emphasized enough to me, and it was just kind of sewn in there, to give the character a little bit more dimension than she had previously, because otherwise she would have almost no character to it. Like I said, I don't think there was anything especially bad, but I don't know that there was anything good either. There was no risks taken. There was no interesting ideas, no moral message. I mean, even Leprechaun took a stance. Leprechaun 3 took a stance on healthcare, you know. And I had a note where it said this movie took a stance on Groundhog's Day, but then I crossed it out because it really doesn't take a stance on that. By the end of it, we don't know why she's repeating the day. It's left ambiguous, and that's okay. It could have done that, but it also could have said that there was a reason why it was happening, or some divine will, or something to spice this movie up a little bit, because it was kind of the Wonder Bread of movies. And as I was watching it, I just kept asking how long was left. There was no particularly memorable kills. I could have told you from the second we saw the roommate that it was the roommate. I had that pegged from the moment she was on screen. It lacked fun for me, and I guess it just didn't connect with me. And kind of my last line here was, Tree, great name for a character. I would have rather watched a tree grow Siddhartha style. And I know, and I get it. And different movies resonate with different people differently. And this may be a nostalgia pick for Logan, and I have nostalgia picks too. So, I mean, I'm not throwing anything out there, but I just looked at, 2017, some crazy movies came out that were super original. Like there's one of The Devil and the Blacksmith, where a blacksmith had captured a devil in a cage, and there was The Ritual, The Endless Life came out this year. Like there were some crazy original low budget horror movies that came out, and it's just kind of this one, just to me, it just didn't have anything unique or fun about it, and it just did the Groundhog's Day thing. And I think that's cool, but you've got to spice it up, would be my objection. Is okay, do the Groundhog's Day thing, but you got to throw some spice in there. And a perfect example of that would be the newest Sam Rockwell movie, Have Fun, Good Luck, and Don't Die.
I still have to see that.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin anything for you, but there are Groundhog-esque themes in it. How it does it and what it's doing is just puts this movie to a lot of shame, because they're using very similar concepts. But yeah, that was kind of my opinion of it. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but it just kind of was a real mid for me. No cap,
No,
Dead
listen,
ass.
everyone's got different opinions on movies, Bear Claw, and I'm happy that you were able to give your actual opinion and not feel slighted. Like
I like
had
how
to
you had to
change
turn
it.
your cap back. I have to power up my brain.
Well, I wanted to be able to connect.
I gotcha. I think like
Connect you did, Bear Claw.
these sort of movies for me are tough sometimes, because we've seen the Groundhog Day concept in a lot of different movies and TV shows throughout the years. I always get bored with them pretty easily. I did see this back in the day when it first came out, and I thought it really kept me in the movie, which was surprising, because like I said, usually the Groundhog Day concept runs its course very easily.
Yeah, the second to third time when you're going through something, it's like something interesting better start happening soon.
Right. And you know what? And this is like my third watch now, and it still is a fun watch for me. Like I think it still keeps me captivated throughout. They do some smart things where they kind of do the what's the word I'm looking for, where they go through things really quickly.
Montage
scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the montage.
Yeah, and they give you some of that to kind of speed up a lot of these time loop situations, because that helps. Like if you're just going to go full scenes after full scenes.
montages with like the worst music, I will say. Like that song really made me like cringe.
It was
inside,
like
but
Katy Perry, right?
Editor's note, it was Confident by Demi Lovato.
Was this song?
I think so. It was
Yeah.
like, oh no.
I like that stuff because it did speed along some of the usual boring concepts. What we talked about in the casting, there's not much cast here, and I think what they do on a very small cast is really good. The actress who plays Tree, I really like a lot. Like she can be the best bitch, and she can be like the best dynamic final girl here as well.
She has levels.
Yeah, and I thought that was good. Like being with her most of the movie, she did an amazing job. A supporting cast too. They all play their roles fine. Like, you know, Carter's just there. The sorority
Carter,
girls.
white guy.
Well, you can see she has like her psychological thing. So the second someone's nice to her, she's like, oh shit, I'm going to go with this guy.
Oh, you're talking about her and Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought all the acting was great. I think, like, that's a strong concept. I think the writing is smart. And I know Bear Claw talked about why was this happening? Why was she stuck in a loop? For me, a lot of it didn't matter because it was like one of those things where you're just trying to figure out what's going on and how do we get out of this time loop. And I like when a movie puts you in that. How are we going to get out of this and figure this out? Some of it is frustrating because of the character of Tree. Like, you want her to be a better person and more well-rounded and figure things out. And it takes her a while to get there a little bit. And I thought that was really good because it does, as the audience, force you to be a little conflicted with how you feel about her.
Yeah, and like it did so really, really fast though. And here's the thing, and I've seen some interesting stuff on the movie Groundhog, right? So between the iteration of Bill's, let's call them iterations, between Bill Murray's first iteration where he wakes up again to where he's finally the person that he wants to be, they calculate out because they said it's like 10,000 hours to master a skill or something like that, and they did the math on that he was probably reiterating that day for about 10,000 years.
Wow. Jesus.
So like it's all kind of earned by the end of that.
Yeah.
But like this one, I think one of the things that they could have done to make this a little bit stronger is because I didn't understand, like she kind of felt some of them, but then she didn't. And I thought maybe she was like already dead already, but she got murdered. But it wasn't, she didn't wake up fresh every day, right? She had like pains or
started feeling it,
scar
yeah,
or started to
right.
feel it over a little while.
These are signs of major trauma. Given the severity of the scar tissue and the size of the lesions, you should be dead.
But to me, her transformation seemed very sudden. Like she went from like
But she is
sorority
being
girl
killed.
to hunting knife, you know, like that's a jump.
But she is being killed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
does Bill Murray I know
He
it's
doesn't
been a
get
while
killed.
since didn't he drive like the groundhog off the cliff or
Oh
something?
yeah, he drives the ground. He commits suicide like a ton of different ways because that movie gets dark towards
Yeah.
the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like
Well, and again, though, too, I think what this movie does really good for a Groundhog premise is they speed up a lot of those time loop things. To your point, like you are condensing it, so you don't really see a lot of what she's going through over and over and over again.
yeah.
But you do get like the payoff of her finally like being like, okay, enough's enough. And I like those moments.
I can just add in to like again the idea of this being based around grief and loss and like and pain. I think the physical scarring and the fact that she feels it every time, it's like I kind of relate it to like self-destructive behavior, waking up with like regret of something you did to yourself or someone, like it kind of being tied to like suppressing pain, then facing it, because that's kind of also a big theme of this.
Yeah.
And it ends up kind of coming out in other ways that's often directed towards other people, or it's just, you know, like when you suppress things subconsciously, you express it outwardly. So like that's how I kind of interpreted those
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, I
as
like
well.
that for sure. I like that. And like thinking about it now, it actually makes me appreciate some of that more, like what you've added
Yeah.
to the context for it. Logan, you've watched this a few times. Has it changed at all
This is like
for
my
you?
50th watch of Happy
Dang,
Death Day.
It's like Groundhog Day for
I just
doing
love it. To talk about like what Dan was talking about, I felt exactly the same thing. Like I think the first watch, you know, you don't really think of certain things. Like obviously, you know, you're just watching it to watch like a movie. You know, on your 50th watch, you start to really like layer it back. I watched it earlier today and I was just like talking about it like with myself, kind of like writing down like stuff that I was thinking during it, like of what was going on. The big one was I completely forgot about her waking up with that pain and just like the intensity of like it was taking away her vision, like she couldn't see, she couldn't walk. In a way, like her pain was kind of like it was really leaving her physically and mentally scarred. At the point I was like,
but it didn't seem to really have any consequences though. Like she usually just kind of walked it off and then she was good.
Yeah, I will say that I will agree with you there. Like
Yeah.
they touch on it and then they're just like, okay, back to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more meaningful if like there was some real and I'm just saying, just in the context of things, if we're playing by these rules, it seems like it's a rule that they kind of start ignoring when it's convenient.
Yeah.
Well, there was a consequence of certain things that happened during the movie of being like, you know, if she was to reset the loop, stuff that happens would be like actually there. There's a scene where, you know, she is about to kill the guy and she goes, wait a minute, but Carter's
I'd always said this day he's gone forever.
Carter would be
Carter would
permanently
be
dead.
gone.
Permanently dead.
and that would be
right?
like a thing like I think that's the moment where she goes, now I gotta change. Like this has got to be the moment, I think, because
Yeah, that's a good point.
she was kind of like still in that FU phase of this Groundhog Day when she was in the diner with Carter, because she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna fart.
Did you get all out?
Whatever. You won't remember it anyway.
She was like walking around naked. and
But
stuff.
like she didn't care because it was all gonna reset. So at this point she's like, I've given up. But Carter being there for her was kind of like, that was the first person who was there for her since her mom's passing, because her dad and her didn't really have that like solid relationship, because he was kind of like keeping it to small talk. He wasn't really like connecting with her. Carter was actually there for her to try to help her out, try to get her to talk about the stuff that was going on. Because I think her relationship with her mom, she kind of kept secret from everybody. I don't think that was like a thing she really had, like personal connection with anyone else besides her father, but that was a very sheltered thing. So when she's really talking with Carter, I'm like, this is the connection that she has been missing. I think the entire movie is about Tree having to feel like she is almost in a way like she has to bandage herself because she can't let it all out, because if she does, then like she'll be damaged or whatever. She has to keep it all inside because she's part of a frat. She has to be this perfect person because Danielle or society or whatever, she has to be this woman that's down for anything because she has to be forthcoming.
Except for chocolate milk.
And is that chocolate milk I see?
I miss breakfast.
What is breakfast, Becky?
That for chocolate milk. Can't have chocolate milk and breakfast. But I think it's perfect because it's like a damaged person who has to pretend to be perfect for other people. And then when this Groundhog Day thing happens, it's almost like she's resetting herself in a way. She's almost fractured. Like, it's kind of like her mind is slowly breaking because she doesn't know, what am I supposed to do now? Like, am I supposed to just go on with my life, or am I supposed to keep this thing going? Like, she doesn't know what to do. So she just tries a bunch of different things and hopes it works. I think that's perfect. That's why I like this movie, because this movie is kind of like going with the ebbs and flows of a complex situation, even through like a sci-fi kind of like level of like a time loop. It's almost like a physical thing and a mental thing at the same time. I think like what this movie does well is kind of like it deals with that, but it also deals with the character and its connections it makes throughout the runtime of the movie.
For sure. Let's get into some of this movie. I think what I immediately like is they really just put us in this scene right away and get us going in this movie. We meet Tree. She wakes up in some random guy's dorm room, right? She goes through this process of the time loop. She wakes up, relives the same day. What were your thoughts on the time loop premise overall? Because I know for me, like right away, I was a little bit like, but over time, it did win me over, I think, and the way they were doing it. But
you were sports entertained.
But did it win you over, or did it not work at all for you? And you wish maybe this movie was just more of a straight up slasher movie?
For me, it did take a while. I would agree with Bear Claw. Like, I do struggle with time loop movies. I think one movie that sticks out in my mind that like really drove me crazy seeing it was the movie Vantage Point, where it's the same scene just through the perception of different characters. The repetition, it can throw your pacing of your movie off. And kind of like what you said, Kevin, like where they montage it, it helps a little bit. But yeah, like I typically am not a big time loop fan, but it helps me like kind of looking at it more as the time loop as a metaphorical thing versus like a real tangible thing. Helps me like kind of get through the movie a lot better.
Bear Claw, what about you? Would you?
You gotta ask me these questions. I don't have good answers for you.
Well, here's my thing. Like you kind of talked like you weren't necessarily a fan of it overall, but do you think this would have played out better if it was just a straight ahead slasher movie?
Absolutely. I think Logan's take on it is a good take. I think it is what they were trying to do, in my opinion. Why have her die over and over again? Why couldn't you write a movie about somebody dealing with their grief who's being stalked by a murderer, and then they realize that their past mistakes and how they're acting isn't going to be conducive to their life going forward, and they need to change and deal with their grief and then become a stronger person? That's kind of a lot of stories of Final Girls in a lot of different movies.
Yeah.
The time things to me seemed very like, okay, guys, we're sitting down to write a Groundhog's Day movie. And while the depth that Logan sees in it, that's great. And I think that that's there. But in my mind, they are doing it no services and simplifying it and really boiling it down to something that, in my mind, is very, it kind of takes a concept that I think is very good about growth and strength and developing your own personhood it boils it down to kind of just a real mid concept of, oh, well, she was really terrible before. And, you know, through Carter's act of kindness in her third or fourth iteration, she kind of wakes up and then she does a whole self-improvement thing. And I don't know, the Groundhog's Day aspect of the movie, it seems like they tacked that onto the Groundhog's Day aspect of the movie. I didn't find it as strong or as meaningful. And I think I think you could make a whole movie about just a female character finding herself and finding the place in the world against, odds of some insurmountable killer.
That's Scream.
And have to do and have to understand themselves better and really focus on the character. And I would watch that movie and I would think it was great, but I didn't see that in this movie. And I think part of the reason is because they did the stupid Groundhog's Day thing.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense. For you, it kind of bogged down the whole.
Yeah.
Logan, how about you? You like the?
Yeah.
Did you like it right away, or you were into it right away?
I was into it right away. I love unique ideas. I don't give a shit if you want to throw in a time loop. It really doesn't bog down the movie for me at all. I love unique horror, and it might have been because of COVID. I'll be 100% because I think during COVID there were some unique horror movies I was watching. And they were all kind of shit. Like, they were really not great. They were kind of like all over the place with their ideas. Because I think sometimes when a director has an idea, they just go, I like this idea, I like this idea, I like this idea. Let's just combine all the ideas together. And it's like, you're just mumbling ideas together to try to get one cohesive story.
That's kind of what I see this movie as. And I'm not trying to use that against you, but that's what I kind of see as, okay, let's make a Groundhog slasher movie. We'll make the heroine deal with grief over time and stuff. And one of the parallels I see, which is another movie that you like, which is a movie that I love, is Midsommar. And I know we're going to talk about that. But we talk about that movie. If you're talking about doing something like addressing grief in a clever way, that movie
might be one of the best.
That movie blows things out of the water.
I gotta ask you guys, if you're stuck in this time loop like Tree,
we're fucked. Me and Bear Claw.
How long does it take for you to go completely insane? Because one of the best shots of this movie, in my opinion, and one of the ones I like the most, is when she is losing her shit and the camera changes, right, to that kind of groggy look, right? And it's out of focus and she can't hear things straight. And it's like, she's just out of her fucking mind. Like, how many loops are you going
Bear
through?
Claw, if it's a college day, we're fucked. Like, I don't want to go through another day of college.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking it through. I would go Looney Tunes probably after third or fourth iteration, because I think there's a mental illness that is similar to this. Yeah. That I would be like, oh, I got that. I would be like,
I gotta go to the hospital and then check myself in.
Like, I don't know. I think after the second time,
I was gonna say after two, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah, it would take 3 or 4 for me, admittedly, but
that's another 24 hours of reliving the same exact thing that just happened.
I also would see myself going through a very similar, and keep in mind, I love the movie Groundhog's Day. I'm a scholar of that movie. I've read a ton of articles about it. I've watched that movie a million times. I love that movie. And that one has a time loop in it, but the movie is about the time loop. But I could see myself being like, after day 7 or 8, probably being like, well, maybe I'm God. Like maybe he knows everything because he's been around for so long. I could see myself on days 5 and 6 probably checking myself into a hospital, but then I wake up in a different bed somewhere else. I'm gonna start making I'm gonna start taking some leaps on days 10 and 11. I'm gonna be like, I am invincible.
Dan, are you doing
I'm inevitable.
A couple of days or a couple of times? A couple of days. You got me all.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least 2 or 3. I would probably get on the same train of like, oh, I think this is it for me.
It's hospital time.
I've really I've really hit a wall here. I need to get some help.
I don't know if I'd work up the courage to end it all,
I think after 1,000 years you would. Keep in mind, they estimate Bill Murray's time was 10,000 years in that loop. So after 1,000 years of waking up every day to exactly the same, I think you'd find I think you'd take a different perspective on it.
I mean, I will say this. I think I have seen a bunch of movies with time loops. One of my favorite time loop movies is this movie on Hulu called Palm Springs. I adore that movie. That's with Andy Samberg.
Oh, yeah, that movie was pretty funny, I recall.
Andy Samberg's character is reliving the same day where he's stuck at a wedding. And he is just reliving that same experience. And he's been there. He doesn't even know because he's just been there forever. If I was in that situation, yeah, I'd probably end it all. But if it's in like this situation,
Well, this is what makes this kind of an original concept, because you can't end it all. If you die, you wake up in the same thing. So there is no relief.
Again, you'd eventually like Bear Claw saying, fucking invincible.
What would you do?
I mean, she's not really invincible because she gets fucked up.
I gotta be honest with you, I would take a much darker path than I think Bill I do not see myself realizing that I need to I would gain skills, but they would not be playing piano and becoming the love of a small small town. I would become a scourge.
I can't share mine. I'd be put on a list.
Same. I was thinking I would like try to like, you know, die like in cool ways, but then at the same time I was like, what if you don't die? Like, wonder if you're on top of a very tall building, you're like, fuck it, let's do it. But like, say you survive that and you're like, oh fuck, like
that's exactly what happens in Andy Samberg's movie.
Yeah, in Andy Samberg's movie, he says like,
you don't want to wake up in the ICU.
You can still feel pain. Like if you go, make sure you're out, because you'll live through the rest of this day until midnight, and you won't like it.
You'll be like 6 hours in an ICU waiting to go to sleep. Like that's just like, yeah, I would not.
Because they take a very comedic approach to it, which I think works.
It's still pretty dark, though.
That's what's beautiful about Groundhog's Day, is it like it takes a comedic approach and then it takes a very dark approach, and then it kind of recovers from that in like a cool way.
Well, this way you could get pretty dark. Logue, you have anything you would do?
Like during like a time loop?
Yeah, because fuck it, you're gonna die and wake up.
I mean, it would probably be the same as I do like every other day. I don't think I would change it up.
A convenience store.
No, because then I can still get fucked up.
That's peanuts.
Because you're still feeling pain.
Mine would very reasonably end in the development of some type of black hole, like on the planet. Like I'll be like, I'll end this once and for all.
I want to talk about the killer, because what are your thoughts on the Babyface Killer and the reveal of the character? Bear Claw, you said you saw it coming a mile away.
Step one, day one, man. I was like roommate, like all day. And then when she was working a weird shift at the hospital, and then when she was talking about a new mystery boyfriend who was obviously this killer that she let loose.
That wasn't the mystery boyfriend she was talking about.
I thought it was, because
it was the doctor.
No, the mystery boyfriend was the roommate's mystery boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm saying like the mystery boyfriend was like,
it was the guy that Lori liked, right? That tree. The reason why.
So Lori liked the doctor too?
Yeah, that was her reason. She said that.
Maybe because you wouldn't stop sleeping with him. Gregory? They just kept choosing you over me.
She was like in the final like fight between them before they got into their fight.
For some reason, I thought it was the dude with the hair.
No, they were talking about Lori was pissed.
I thought that too, but
Lori
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Lori went crazy because Tree was with the doctor. She was also with the doctor, but the doctor preferred Tree more than Lori. So she went crazy. And then she literally goes, "You're doing all this over a freaking guy."
Because if you guys have seen this multiple times, I didn't get that.
Well, here's my question, because this is something on this watch that changed for me. I had originally thought that she had made this guy, the what's his name, the killer?
Toombs.
She had made him get up, and he did kill her like a bunch of times because she got him out. And
he only killed her because she
came to him.
She came to him. It's kind of like a Michael Myers with like.
But the actual killer who's wearing the mask is the roommate.
Yeah.
No, I think it's sometimes the guy, because I think the roommate let the guy out. Because didn't the guy kill her mother? Wasn't that like the whole thing, that the guy who was locked up was also the one who like killed her mother?
No.
I thought that was the case, and like he was like some serial
mother.
Yeah, because it showed all the people that he killed, and they were all like looked like
I didn't
Tree.
pick that up.
And I thought one of them was her mother.
It wasn't her mother. I don't think so.
I don't know, but I that's what I thought. And
no, it was always Lori. So the big thing is Lori. The entire thing is Lori gave her the cupcake in the beginning. It was poisoned.
Right.
So at the end, when she doesn't take the cupcake, she goes
to Toombs.
She goes to kill her.
But she uses Toombs as a cover. She uses
Toombs as a cover. So when she's done with the kills, she breaks Toombs out.
The Chessmaster 3000 on the Toombs.
All right. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So what she does is she kills her. Lori kills Tree. And then she blames it all on Toombs.
I gotcha, because then she busts Toombs out. But when Tree's convinced it's Toombs, Tree's the one that goes after Toombs.
And Toombs goes after her.
Toombs goes after her because
she went to him.
Yeah, right.
But it was never him.
But
he
wouldn't have gone after her regardless.
Yeah. She planted the evidence because there's a scene where they're like a flashback where she drugs him, leaves the baby mask and the stuff that she kills Tree in to kind of plant the evidence.
I got you.
On the body, but she never uses Toombs. Toombs never kills Tree. It's always a Lori until that scene where Tree goes after her.
Gotcha.
Or after him.
Oh, okay. Because I thought Lori was either letting Toombs loose.
There's a whole
as like cover, but
no, she never broke him loose.
She was a nurse. I figured that would be. See, that would have been even more interesting.
The whole thing is set up in the final fight where Tree figures it out and she's like going over it. She's like, "You had access to him.
You had access to him. Did you drug him first?
You planted the evidence. So when you killed me, you just planted it on him."
Yeah, because I mean, I do like the scene where she does kill Toombs, right? And then she's having the 16 candles moment with Carter and falls asleep. And I was kind of like, oh, wait a minute.
And then
this is it.
She wakes up.
And then she wakes up again. And then she figures out the fucking cupcake was poison.
I died in my sleep. You poisoned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from my household, you heard a scream like, "This movie will never." Yeah.
No! God damn it. What's your thoughts on the Babyface mask? Did it work for you at all or no?
So I actually did a little research on the inspiration for this baby mask. It's apparently inspired by the Mardi Gras king cake baby. And so what this is at Mardi Gras time, there's what's called a Mardi Gras king cake, and in each king cake, there's a baby figurine that, in tradition, if you get the slice that has the baby in it, you are considered king or queen for the day, and you either host the next party or you bring a king cake to the next party. It's also seen as like a good luck charm when you end up with the baby.
As long as you don't choke on it.
Yeah, right. It's like this. It's like about this. I looked it up. It's about like the size of an army man.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
so you're probably not going to choke.
Yeah.
Unless you're really into king cake.
But
unless you're sponge cake and a whole piece of it in your mouth. Like,
but it drove me nuts. Like, why does this college have a baby as a mascot?
That's what I was wondering.
And so it takes place in Louisiana.
It's like the Greendale humans. The community show.
And like
the human beings.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is like, what the hell is that thing? Can he breathe in there?
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up because one of my big questions is what college has this as a mascot?
And I was gonna say, like, if I'm like the away team coming to like play these guys, like I am prepping hard. Like I don't want to lose to a bunch of babies.
A bunch of babies.
You're a bunch of babies.
We have to be fierce like a toddler, which toddlers are pretty fierce.
They are.
That's not entirely
Toddlers
off the
are
chain.
little bastards.
Yeah.
All I can think of is what's the movie with Stephen King where he
Gage, yeah.
Yeah, where he
Gage,
slices
yeah.
the
Pet
leg.
Cemetery.
I do like the mask though because it is like a very kind of wholesome but creepy aesthetic. And when he's just standing there or she's standing there at the end of the tunnel and things like that, I like that.
Presumed innocence.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked the look. I wish they had more definitive weapons because I'm a big like give them
Give them a weapon. Give them a cool weapon.
Right.
Give him a weed whacker.
Yeah.
a rattle.
Give them a rattle. Or like
A weighted rattle.
Or like a morning. Just some. Like
It's not a baby mask like killer. It's just she grabbed it off the
I know.
shelf.
I'm
and then
big for theming, Logan.
like
Give him a diaper.
Yeah, like dirty
Make it
diaper.
look at, like,
suffocate him with the
Tommy
dirty
Pickles.
diaper.
what is this freaking
Yeah.
wrestling? Like,
Yeah, I thought the killer was a little weak. Like, I thought the baby mask was kind of cool, especially because it's supposed to be like birthday
for the
themed.
second one.
I just think of the Purge thing. I've got my baby mask.
I've got my baby mask.
Bear Claw, the next one
my
we do,
assless
we're
straps,
gonna
and my
have
hockey
you.
pads.
We're having you.
I'm ready to apocalypse.
Log, did you like the baby mask? Did it work for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was scary.
Oh yeah. I think this one, and I love the sequel because of the baby mask.
Why did Toombs put on the baby mask?
Lori planted it on him.
Oh.
There was a whole flashback
Here, I might as well
scene.
use it. When in Rome.
There's like a whole flashback scene, Bear Claw.
I don't think Toombs has much mental capacity.
Toombs has, there's nothing
Cool,
with
a
Toombs.
mask.
This really completes my look I've been going for. He was like a serial killer in training for years.
Yeah.
Trying to find his right
He
mask.
went to the Leslie Vernon
Leslie
school,
Vernon.
and he
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is...
I got my whole lore
Lesson
now.
12, I have a mask now.
What is your favorite repeated death sequence, or which one is the most creative, you thought? Because
The drowning.
where she drowns her in
The pool where she just
The
like
fountain?
she just spears her into the fountain.
Oh, yeah.
I got a good laugh at that. The police car one is pretty good.
Police car one's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite too, because I was
The
like,
birthday candle.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's the roommate's birthday candle.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
So that was like, that's when I first watched it, where I was like, oh, it's the roommate.
Bear Claw, did you like any of these sequences? Any of these?
I like the ones where she self-ended.
Hanging herself.
That was pretty cool with the
I
like.
thought that was pretty cool.
That
the
was
bell
pretty
tower,
cool.
you heard the
Yeah,
bell
that was cool.
ring. Like,
Yeah.
I like the whole scene too, where she's going in that dude's room, the pleasure dome.
Welcome to the Pleasure Dome.
oh, the pleasure. Oh yeah, with the bomb.
Yeah, and,
Dancing.
The dancing.
Welcome to the pleasure dome.
and he's got the music blasting, right? And then she's just like, fuck this guy. And she turns around, right? And then you see the baby mask killer. So Lori must have been hiding in that room, right? And came out
Yeah.
because she kills that douchebag.
Yeah.
Which is what made me think it was that guy that she was into.
So I will say this. I think when I first watched it, I originally had it as Carter because of the second time she left the room. She was kind of a dick to him and he was very taken back. Like he was like, whoa, wait a minute. I helped you out. Like I didn't do anything to you. And she's like, screw you. So I was like, maybe it's him.
Yeah, you know what? I want to touch on this too. You brought me into a good point. Tree is pretty unlikable as a final girl, right?
What's wrong, Tree?
Nothing, except for that cat lady buffet you just dumped at our table.
To begin with this movie.
Well, she kind of like, her character is, she's like fractured, so she sleeps around.
But still, and not just the sleeping around. It's she's a asshole to everybody.
Yeah. Usually that kind of points in the other direction, you know.
Well, so I'm glad like Logan brought up about Carter because I thought the same thing. I thought Carter was the killer because they were gonna play with the tropes a little bit, where like the nice guy, he's really the asshole killer. He was in love with Tree and she never gave him the time of day, and he's like, finally this fine vagina, and she won't give me the
I thought they were gonna do like
Taming of the Shrew kind of situation.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna do kind of like the roommate and Scream kind of thing, where it was like 3 or 4
killer.
different people,
Yeah.
or like I knew the roommate was a killer. I never pegged that it was just her as the mastermind. I thought it was the roommate and was my opening theory.
I kind of thought similarly with Carter being the killer, but mine was like more towards the end. Like seeing this and knowing that there was a sequel, I kind of had this theory that maybe in this sequel, like it's revealed that he's the one that actually, I haven't seen the sequel yet. So like, but my theory was like, maybe he's the actual person that's like killing also involved and like keeps the loop perpetuating.
Yeah, that would be kind of a cool concept.
And can anyone explain to me why a doctor was teaching a class in quantum physics?
He's a doctor of many things, Bear Claw.
He's a man of many studies,
including the female anatomy,
including of love. Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. Oh my God, that dude was a douche, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, but he played it very well.
Here's my big question, right? This was a PG-13 movie. Did the PG-13 rating hurt the movie with the kills?
Severely. The kills were very tame in this movie. I mean, I don't know. Like, the bomb was probably the most aggressive kill because it was done with, like, a shard of glass.
But you didn't see it.
See it.
Cut away, yep.
And, like, you just didn't see anything. And, like...
That's my biggest complaint of the movie is just that you didn't see anything.
Okay, you can have kind of a mild mid-concept for a movie here. Fine. Okay, great. But, like, spice it up. Like, look at, well, I would even argue that Hard Eyes Killer had even better concept just in the satire of of it. But like, okay, you have that concept and you have that going along, but like it also had like arrows going through people's heads.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It had like some
That was
really
a true rated R
aggressive gore
movie, yeah.
that was, you know, awesome.
Would you have liked this better if it was kills like that?
I think it would have put it more in like a horror movie to me, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because this is very on the edge of what I would consider to be a horror movie.
I think that's fair too.
Yeah, you want like the kills would have been the
Yeah, I think it would have
cream on
made
the
it a lot better. I
Yeah.
mean, when you consider the fact that they were on like a $4.8 million budget, I mean, that's still a good amount of money to do something with. But like,
What did they make Leprechaun 3 for?
Oh man,
Like $3 million?
that's true, but that was
Yeah.
also a different time. That was 1995.
Yeah, adjusted for inflation, it'd probably be like 4 point.
but yeah, I mean, there are too many cutaways and like not enough. You
Yeah,
said not enough spice.
1.2 million.
1.2 million.
They
Yeah.
really maximized. That probably all went to work, Davis.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I would never come down on a movie for its budget. I'd never come down on it for, you know, maybe the story not being the strongest, especially when we're talking about a slasher movie, but I will come down on it for not having good gore.
Logan, did that affect the movie at all for you?
Not at all.
Oh, I thought you said that was the one thing that you.
Yeah, it's a complaint, but it doesn't kill the movie. I was into it already, so it wasn't like insane to me that it was like, oh, why isn't it rated R? Like it should have been, but like I'm not gonna like give it negative points for being it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is. You know, I think like I will say it's still one of my favorite horror movies. I don't care. That's PG-13.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for me, having the over the top kills would have really put this like in that upper stratosphere of like, you know, one of the better modern horror movies. But
Would it have done as well in the box office though, with it not
that's a good
being as
point.
accessible?
That's a good
Now
point.
I will say this: Five Nights at Freddy's, PG-13.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of the same thing where I think
Yeah,
they
you're
just
right.
went for it, and the second one's also PG-13.
You're
'cause you
100%
gotta
right.
keep it.
It wouldn't have made as much money if it was rated R.
Accessibility of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a good question.
Well, if you're
yeah.
looking for an accessible, safe mid movie, then this is going to really be a recommendation for that kind of thing. If you're looking for, you know, white bread, you know, you're looking for the Wonder Bread, here you go.
This is it, Bear Claw. Well, let's head to the wrap up.
Good night, and come back again soon.
Bye-bye.
Do you have any conspiracy theories, hot takes, or odds and ends for Happy Death Day?
I have a hot take. I would have loved a cameo from Bill Murray. I would have loved it if it was revealed he was the killer and that he never left his own loop in Groundhog Day and he went insane, dons a ridiculous baby mask and starts carving people up, and his victims become locked in a loop with him and he challenges himself to kill them more efficiently while bringing more victims into his loop.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
I would
And make a
I would watch
different
that movie all
movie.
day.
They didn't have enough money to pay Bill
You
Murray.
could not even do Bill Murray. You could do you could make Tombs the killer that wants to do
No,
that.
it needs to be Bill Murray.
Well, I mean, it needs to be Bill Murray. Obviously, it needs to be Bill Murray.
I would have liked
but
a little.
I mean, like,
I would have liked a little cameo at the end where she's like, "Wait a minute, who's Bill
or like
Murray?"
he bumps into him in a cop, or
Yeah.
she bumps into him, and, and he's
They
like,
do like the
he's
Spider-Man
Nobody will
meme.
ever believe you, and then like, because that's like a big Bill Murray thing. Is like people spot him, and he's like, "Nobody will ever believe you met me," and then he runs off.
I'm just saying, he made a cameo in Zombieland.
That's true.
Yeah, not just once, but twice.
Bear Claw, anything from you on this one?
So I do. I thought this would be better written is because the whole like NPC mode the whole time kind of got my brain twirling. I thought it would have been better if she is a video game NPC and the killer is a player. But it's like the end, she starts off just getting killed, right? But then she kind of has to grow and adapt, and she becomes like a harder victim to kill. And eventually she kills the killer and is no longer that. And then it cuts to like the video game developer, and they have like a new AI system that like kind of Twilight Zone, where she's like the AI system, and the AI system is like adaptive difficulty. As the player gets smarter about tracking his victim, the prey gets harder to kill and adapts and changes. And that could have been like a cool twist and would have made this movie
Very Westworld-esque.
yeah, very kind of Westworld-esque, like violent delights.
These violent delights
these
have violent ends.
have violent ends kind of thing. It's like she gets stronger and better, but it's like she is an NPC, or she's like the victim, but the victim, like that's the whole purpose of the video game.
I like
That would
it.
have been cool.
Logan, anything from you on this?
I think that the second one is kind of like a two-parter for me. I feel like both of them need to be like in the same movie. I like both as their own, but I always watch them together because I feel like the problems with this movie, they solve with the second one. And I think like both movies are really fun. And I really like just this entire story.
Awesome. My hot take is this might be the best PG-13 horror movie I've seen. I can't think about any others, but this is definitely up there. Also, some odds and ends. The Babyface Killer costume was designed by Tony Gardner, who also designed the Ghostface mask. Also, in Carter's bedroom, there is a They Live poster on the wall.
Yes.
We're on to our Hall of Slain. Our Hall of Slain are characters that have died in the movies we review that would help us get through and survive a horror movie because we are the final girl. Are there any characters from Happy Death Day you would like to nominate? Now, I know this is kind of a little tough because there's really one character that dies over and over again. So
Honorary member.
I'm thinking of bringing Tree in. She dies.
Yeah, I like Jessica.
Do we get revived if she gets revived?
Ooh, that's a good point.
I don't know. The rules are a little convoluted.
Hey, it might be worth a shot, though, if we're at the end here.
I know, a continue option is pretty nice, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
if we're at the end.
Return to save game.
Yeah, we
Save state.
hit the button. Logan, what do you think on Tree?
Yeah, I'm good with Tree.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Gavel sound. Welcome aboard, Tree.
I have a nomination for the Logan Wing.
All right.
Okay.
I think the lead sorority sister has a lot of positive attributes.
Danielle.
I think she would keep a lot of the Logan Wing in line.
Oh, yeah.
Keep them in
as,
shape.
as an organizer, keep them in shape.
Does she
And-
die in this movie?
Honorary.
Oh no, she didn't
No,
die.
no,
Never
no.
mind.
Honorary member. You were gonna nominate the guy
Ryan, the
Ryan.
Or what about the
Prime-
guy? What about
Prime
the Pleasure
Vagine.
Dome guy?
Pleasure Dome.
Pleasure Dome. That's a Logan winger.
That's a Logan Winger. If I've ever
I want Ryan.
Welcome
in
to
there
the Pleasure
too.
Dome.
Ryan didn't die.
He could really
Yeah.
turn the van into like a really
I'm
nice
just saying,
party
the
van.
man has skills when it comes to lighting.
Whoa,
and-
you got a whole pleasure van.
And he's got
Party
that
van.
sweet, sweet bong. You know?
This is a winner.
Chicken dinner.
The music, come on, you're into it. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
nodding your head. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. All right.
Where are we
Nathan,
gonna
you know
find
what
that
to do. Oh my
I
goodness.
will say though, Dan, talking about Ryan, you'll be excited to see him if we ever do Happy Death Day 2.
What is Pleasure Dome guy's name?
You can call him Pleasure Dome.
He's just
guy.
Pleasure
I don't
Dome
know.
guy.
I don't think
That's
it's
what
worth
I want to
looking
refer.
up.
It's not-
I got to get the plaque ready
It
for
sounds,
Logan's
it sounds
swing.
better.
It
That
sounds
was.
better.
It sounds better than whatever they named him.
You don't want to nominate the cop that got killed. He got like,
Yeah, he got taken out. I don't know about that cop.
I don't know.
Fuck
about
the
that.
police.
Coming straight from the underground.
NWA.
I was gonna
Hey, we
say.
can nominate Carter. Carter got killed.
Do we want Carter?
I'll take Carter. I like Carter. He's got Tylenol. We need I need Tylenol with my wing.
Especially after Pleasure Dome guy.
All right, we'll throw you a bone.
We'll throw you a
Nathan,
lifeline.
hit the horn.
Horn sounds so familiar.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 50 plus episodes, of course.
Yeah.
That's true. It's time for our favorite segment, Hook, Line, and Stinker. Hook is our favorite kill of the movie. Line is our favorite line or quote in the movie. And Stinker is something funny, awful, or weird that happens that makes the movie either better or worse. For me, my hook is the police car scene. This one was crazy. I think this whole scene I'm going to nominate as my hook because first, I love how she's like trying to convince the cop to arrest her.
Yes.
She's like, wait a minute, if I'm drunk, would you put me in jail?
If I am, does that mean that you're going to arrest me and lock me in a jail cell?
That's how it usually works.
I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Totally drunk, and I'm on every single drug,
yeah.
man. I'm on everything.
And then she puts her in the car. Then the fucking Babyface Killer runs over the cop out of nowhere. That was a really good jump scare. I was not expecting
Lori's
that.
plan? She was going to poison the cupcake and then run over people and kill them and slaughter them.
She's one crazy fucking
I know.
girl,
She liked that guy, man.
Yeah.
Don't steal my dude.
The crazy
She liked the married doctor, huh?
Man, the crazy ones. They always do it, you know? And then, of course, she goes up to the window, which I thought was cool. Tree's cuffed in there. And I really love this performance by Tree because she's like, come on, bring it. And she's fucking drooling. Like, she's just like really raging. And then he just walks away and then goes into his car.
Yeah.
Takes the candle.
Where are you going? You're gonna kill me.
And then the whole car goes up. Just magnifico.
Yeah.
My line.
I mean, who takes their first date to Subway? It's not like you have a foot long.
It's not like you have a foot long. Poor Tim.
Poor Tim.
My stinker is Pleasure Dome guy. Holy shit. He was something else.
Welcome to the Hall of Flame.
There was always that guy in college, and they were usually a freshman, and it was usually like, oh, the girls are going to get so cool, all these black lights in my room, and like, oh, it's going to put off such a vibe, and like...
Ugh. Dan, how about you?
I had the same hook as you, the whole sequence.
Awesome.
That was like, to me, it stood out the most of all the kills and everything. My line, Danielle.
I just knew there was something wrong with Lori. She never wore makeup, never posted any cute selfies, and she literally owned a pair of Crocs. All the signs of a psycho killer.
All signs of a psycho killer. I picked this line.
I own several pairs of Crocs.
I picked this line only for the Crocs comment for two reasons. One, Crocs are what nurses would wear in a hospital for their comfort. They are slip resistant, and they wouldn't be too broken up about them getting stained or scuffed up. So it just adds to Danielle's vapidness in her comments and her assessment of her as the psycho killer. But secondly, there is a member of Madness who would fight Danielle in a trial by combat defending the Croc brand.
Of course I would. Without question.
Dang. I love it.
Going down.
Bear claw.
How dare you make fun of the most fashionable and comfortable footwear that exists.
Would you bludgeon her with a pair of Crocs?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Psycho killer.
I would use some spike clips on my Crocs.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
By the way, Croc, we're looking for sponsors. Nothing would make me happier than being contractually obligated to wear Crocs every day.
Dude, Blue Chew and Crocs sponsoring us.
I always rock out with my Crocs out.
Oh, I love it.
Stinker. I had Tree tearing ass in the diner, then saying, you won't remember it anyways.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love a woman that farts right in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Bear claw.
Well, as long as they're hot.
That's one of the secrets of a long marriage, I'm told. So, Hook, I had her death after eating a cupcake because it's not shown like most of the other gore. That was a little facetious. I didn't know how strongly Logan felt about this movie, so I kind of wrote this with my, just my own thing. Yeah, because I respect you, Logan, and your love for this movie has. I'm gonna have to watch it again with maybe more love in my heart instead of hate. And I was a little hungover when I was watching it too, so I gotta.
Oh, well, then there you go. That's like freaking Ebert saying, like, yeah, I watched this movie. I don't think you watched.
No, I watched it all, but maybe I wasn't coming at it from the right angle. But my line was,
I'm not sleeping in my car again. It smells like Hot Pockets and feet.
I'm not sleeping in my car again. It smells like Hot Pockets and feet.
Gotta love Ryan.
And my stinker was this movie just really didn't hit me the right way. It came off to me as, just kind of real mid, just not bad, not good, just kind of, it's no blood beat. It doesn't have,
it's towing the line.
It doesn't have what?
Comparing this to Blood Beat.
I know, Blood Beat's way better.
Wow.
Drugs.
Drugs and strange menstruation paintings that also summon samurai
sex.
World War II samurai, which wasn't a thing.
There's a guy that just jumped through a window.
Where's my orange juice?
Yeah.
In bed with a dog.
Oh man, Logan, how about you?
My hook, Officer Down, really got me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. That car was coming out of nowhere, too. It was speeding up. I also did have the cupcake death. I liked the eat it.
Eat it, bitch.
Eat it, bitch. She was Freddy Krueger in this movie. She said bitch a lot.
Oh.
My line.
You've been killing me over some stupid guy? Oh, that's not the only reason. You're a dumb bitch, too!
Also, because you're a dumb bitch. Like, okay, like, you're gonna desecrate on me.
Dead hate on her heart.
And then my other favorite line is, "You're gay," like just in front of him, like doing that was just like that made me laugh out loud the first time I watched it. Stinker. Pleasure Dome. I hate that scene, but I also love it at the same time. It's so good.
Any honorable mentions?
Dude,
you hit that flying vagina or what?
On repeat in Tree's various reactions to him saying that.
I have that also, and I love when she spanks him and she goes,
Naughty boy! Fine vagina out!
Naughty.
Fine vagine out.
Naughty boy.
Oh, yeah, I love that. And Stinker is like her kind of looking like she was being forced upon in the bedroom. And that one frat guy walks in and he's just like, oh, yeah. Like,
yeah, that was dirty.
Bad form, old man.
That was bad form.
It's time for our final rating.
They're gonna rate the movie. What will they rate the movie? The killer is great, the victim sucks, the survivor is in between. What was that?
If this is your first time listening, we have a 3-tier rating system. Killer is the best and is worth 1 star on Letterboxd. Survivor is our middle tier and is worth a half star on Letterboxd. And finally, The Dreaded Victim, worth 0 stars on Letterboxd. We also have the ability once per year to deploy the Dark Star. For Letterboxd purposes, we can raise or lower our overall star rating on a movie by up to 1 full star. For me, I'm giving Happy Death Day a killer. The biggest thing I'm not a fan of this movie is the gore. Like, I think that's what it lacks. Being PG-13 does hurt this movie for me. I mean, it would be really, really one of those big time great horror movies if the gore was amazing, because I think some of the death scenes they set up too would be awesome to see play out with some gore. But I love Tree. I think she's a great character to center this movie around. I love her progression throughout. They did get me with the time loop. They won me over, and that's hard to do. I thought some of the fake outs with who it could be and things like that. I'm one person, I didn't know it was the roommate. I didn't get that idea. So it really worked well for me, the ending and the reveal, because I really thought this was gonna kind of go in the more direction of a straight slasher with Toombs being the actual killer and all that. So I was pleasantly surprised. For me, it's a creative movie and it does horror a little different. So that's why I'm giving it a killer. Dan, how about you?
Happy Death Day is a killer for me. It's a very well balanced movie. It has laughs while showing good character development. It tackles heavy subject matter with a light-hearted approach that's positive and uplifting. It's less about victimhood and more about being a survivor, and I really dig that. Jessica Roth is a strong lead, and Rachel Lynn Matthews plays an amazing caricature of a snobby sorority girl as Danielle. Carter is such an average bro. I like how he's a bit of an anchor. He keeps things grounded with all these over-the-top characters that are featured. The killer is memorable because of that baby mask. A lot of unique kills that reset Tree's loop. It's a really fun movie. I agree with you on the kills having a little more gore, like Bear Claw mentioned, spice it up a bit. Also, in my opinion, I kind of thought the killer reveal, what's her name there, I thought she was kind of the weakest part of the movie as well. But overall, I think it's a really fun movie and I would highly recommend catching it.
Bear Claw.
Every great story needs a heel.
It's a heel.
The story of this is probably going to be me being a heel. It's just, this is just a victim for me. I can't reward mediocrity in our system. It's just mid. There's so many underfunded ideas out there that just work so much better than this. And when comparing it against people that worked, super hard on original ideas and didn't just shoehorn a slasher into Groundhog's Day, they deserve the glory. So I'm putting this as a victim.
Logan.
This is a killer. This movie's amazing. I think that the idea that they did take was original. I think this is kind of the start of new horror in the way of like an A24, where it's kind of deals with more traumatized emotions rather than relying on gore and kills. I think like that's kind of my thing. I'm not a big gore guy, never really been, but like I think what this movie does good in is setting up a good story with a great intensity. The atmosphere of this movie is amazing. I think the killer is pretty good. The overall like build up to it is just like, it feels right. It feels like a perfect pin drop of revealing the killer. I think like some movies kind of miss with that. This movie I think worked for me. I love this movie.
Awesome. Nathan, our producer, gave his rating, and he said, I heard another reviewer refer to this as high school slumber party horror, and I think that's a good description. It's funny, fast-paced, and light, but it doesn't skimp on character development or story in the way a lot of other movies in that vein do. I would have preferred an R rating here, but it's still a killer.
Uh-oh.
That's no moon.
That's no moon.
That's no moon.
I'm sorry.
Bringing in the Dark Star?
I'm bringing in a Dark Star.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Thanks for coming, Bear Claw.
I don't reward mediocrity.
Wow.
Well, thankfully, I do. This is getting a Dark Star as well for me.
Oh my God.
It's been counterbalanced.
It's been a battle. So wait a minute. So first off, Bear Claw, you're using a full star on this?
Yeah, I want to bring it down a star.
All right. So you're going to bring it down to 3 stars.
I'm bringing it back to 4.
And Logan, you're officially using your Dark Star.
100%.
Well, we're back up to 4 stars, gentlemen.
It's okay. I needed to do this.
Wow.
It was always going to be between me and Logan. It felt right.
So that's it for you guys for the year. So
I'm okay with that. This movie
right.
deserves more.
It deserves less.
Well, thankfully, it's not getting less. Fuck you.
So
The universe is balanced.
everything is balanced as it should be.
No, that's good.
I'm Thanos here with the gavel. All right, Nathan, gavel it up. We have 2 Dark Stars being used on this episode.
It's like March. We have like 14 movies left.
So the only Dark Stars left are me, Dan, and Nathan here. They will be fun.
I think that's good. We were chaos.
we were chaotic entities in the mix, but it's right that it canceled out.
Well, we also asked you.
Well, technically, yours just canceled out.
Well, yeah, but it's okay because you can't cancel out something else that we all think is killer either.
I'm fine with that.
That's true.
You can't quitsy do a double stampsies,
Yeah,
Lloyd.
can't double stamp a double stamp.
I rely on Dan.
Or can't double stamp a triple stamp.
I rely on my 2 other cohorts to bring it back.
Well,
Swear to God, if Road to 666 has like 5 stars across the board.
Oh, gentlemen, you're unprotected.
God damn it. We should have used it before Halloween 6.
You have no defense mechanisms left.
No, we're the planet in that now.
We have Halloween 6.
Thank God for Nathan. Oh, man. We also asked you, our audience, for your thoughts on Happy Death Day. From My Little Slice of Hell, such a fun horror comedy that entertains you to the end. From Melanie_St. George, love it. And I'm still waiting on Happy Death Day 3.
Yeah.
From _Alabama Worley _ love Happy Death Day. It's a great slasher. From Modern Monstrous, I love this movie. Turns the final girl trope on its head by making Tree so completely unlikable for most of the movie. But what a sweet character arc she has. And that final villain reveal, diabolical. It's a killer for me. Wow, another killer, Bear Claw.
That's 5 stars now.
I'm gonna be the dissent in this because I just there's just so many. There's
We get it.
Yeah,
He's tongue-tied.
well, I mean, it's one of those.
He looks tired.
It's just one of those things where it's just like this is. I mean, it does all these things, and everybody, 2 things can be right at the same time. But like, if you're gonna do something, be interesting, be fun, be different.
That's what this movie was.
And I don't see this movie was Groundhog's Day with slasher shoehorned into it.
Yeah, exactly. And I love it.
From Natalie _May_. I love this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'd say somewhere between Survivor and Killer. It's a really good time, and I think this is such a fun killer reveal.
I love our fans.
And finally, from Horror Rhea, her ringtone lives rent-free in my head.
Oh my God, I was having that shit in my head today.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It gets in there like...
It's my birthday.
I forgot to mention that as a stinker.
A retroactive stinker.
Aforementioned stinker.
Well, thank you all so much for your comments. If you would like to comment on any of the movies we review, go to our Instagram page at mouths.of.madness or write to us at thepaddedroom@outlook.com. Before we end the episode, we want to embrace the madness and let you all know what we've been up to. For me, this past week on Straight Jacket Talk, we watched the movie Hush. It was my pick. It's a Mike Flanagan movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a story of a home invasion, but the main character, played by Kate Siegel, is deaf.
Oh.
It's a cool concept. They go between showing her point of view, which you don't hear any, like you hear ambient sound, and then going between the sounds of the...
Now, Kate Siegel, is that Kate Siegel from, like, Married with Children?
No.
Oh.
This is Mike Flanagan's wife. She's in, like, all of his stuff.
Man, I feel like I should know this. I consider myself a huge fan of Mike Flanagan's, but...
I thought you were going to say a big fan of Kate Siegel.
Her. Okay.
Yeah, and she's pretty much the main star. It's cool. Talk about a very little cast.
About somebody doing something interesting. Hush sounds amazing. You know, it's also amazing. Midnight Mass, also Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, and there's little references to Midnight Mass in this movie too, so it's really cool. I recommend checking the movie out if you haven't, but also check out our episode on Hush and get all of our opinions on it.
Mike Flanagan is gonna have a crazy year at the end of the year because he is doing Clayface. He's writing Clayface.
And The Exorcist, right?
Yeah, so he's crazy.
Is this Exorcist movie like a continuation of Gordon Green's, or is it completely different?
I think it's completely different. Good. They have like a really strong cast coming through.
I saw ScarJo's in it.
Yeah, ScarJo's in it.
Nice.
Oh, that's it for me. Dan, how about you?
Been on the reading train recently. I picked up John Jackson Miller's follow-up to Batman Resurrection, Batman Revolution. I gotta say, I wasn't that invested in it as I was his first book. I think because it was so far removed from the 89 Batman premise, where
that was kind of my concern with it too. Like, it was like, okay, now we're really going far away from that, and it was like, am I gonna be that interested?
It was tough to get through. So I don't know. If you're into Batman, definitely give it a shot, but hedge your expectations, I would say. And then I'm also challenging myself / punishing myself by picking up Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian.
Oof.
I've started like the first chapter of it, and it's a tough read.
Those books are too much punishment. That and the road. Yeah. It's I haven't even made the attempt. So
one of our buddies was recommending the Cormac McCarthy books. He was also gonna start Blood Meridian, so I was like, I'll start it too. Maybe we get some good conversation going on it.
Good to read again.
I hear the judge is quite a character.
Yes, pretty ruthless, just like nihilistically cruel.
Yeah.
Bearclaw, what have you been up to?
So I've got two things. One, I'm going to mention Michael Luthy's book Pilgrim again. Just chef's kiss.
Did you finish it?
I'm almost done with it, but it is next level. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. So much stuff has happened since I broke into it in the first 7 chapters. I'm edge of my seat reading it through, and it's a pretty lengthy book, but it doesn't feel long, and like I'm always wondering what's over the next horizon, what's happening. It's how the characters are developing. I mean, it's something that I think would almost be impossible to to translate into a movie and done well, but as a book, and when you can see insights into the different characters and their way of thinking about things and the situations they're faced with, it's horrifying. And his writing style is beautiful, and the way he describes things is, you can feel when he's just describing something that's slimy, you can like feel it. And like, you have different characters who might be experiencing like the bubonic plague, and like, it's dark, but it's like horror, and it's just, I can't recommend it enough. I don't know how it ends, so more to follow on that front, but because it could go real sideways. But yeah, it's just, thus far it has been a journey. I did not understand medieval horror until I read this, and it's got Lovecraftian elements to it, or it's really really a stellar piece of work. So I can't recommend that highly enough. And then I started a new video game. It's kind of interesting because it uses concepts. It's called Tainted Grail, and it's kind of a Skyrim clone, but not really. But it takes Arthurian legend and mixes it into it, which is like King Arthur and stuff, and like Avalon and like in Merlin, and it kind of mixes that in with things. And it's not a AAA game, so the quality is kind of really lacking as far as some of the stuff goes. But man, is it a lot of fun, and it's like a darker Skyrim, and I've just been having so much fun with it. And if you can forgive a little bit of jank, it's truly an excellent game. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Logan, what have you been doing?
What I did get into is, for Oscar season, I tried to challenge myself. Obviously, as we're recording this, the Oscars have come out. I saw almost every movie that is in the Oscars. I'm not counting like documentaries and short films, but like, I've watched so many beautiful movies. One I do have to talk about that I did recently watch is The Secret Agent with Wagner Moura. It is translated, or they have like captions, but is spoken in Portuguese. It is beautiful. Like, I'm in love with that movie. I've seen so many good movies the last few weeks. I have to really thank the Oscars for really getting me back into movies. If I didn't really get into it, I wouldn't have seen these films like I have. I have been speed running the shit out of these movies, and there's just been so many beautiful pieces of film. We had movies like Begonia, The Secret Agent, Blue Moon, One Battle After Another, Sinners, like Marty Supreme, just so many great films this year. They're not just like big ones. Like, I saw No Other Choice, which is a Korean movie. Fantastic. Wasn't nominated for an Oscar, which I was very saddened to see, but like, I'm such a film buff that it's so beautiful to see just like how great film is developed, put together, getting these people that are just so like, you wouldn't expect them to get like recognized, but they're like getting recognized for everything, like casting choices, wardrobe, like special effects, visual effects, like everything that goes into a movie. It's stunning. Like, even screenplay is being like recognized. Like, the writing team is just brilliant. I think they put so many good films together. This year, like, obviously there wasn't a lot, but then you just sit down and you think about it, and you're just like, film this year was given such a broad spotlight because of the fact that there's not just big actors, but it's just, they were given so much like of these great elements that went into it. And I think like, movies that kind of went unnoticed are still even more beautiful because of it. It's like presence of mind without even having to be defined by an award or by a certain actor in your movie.
Yeah, 2025 was a pretty big year for movies.
So, $64 million question. Out of all the movies you watched that are nominated for Oscars, which one's movie of the year?
Sinners.
Sinners still sits number one for you?
Sinners, Marty Supreme. I mean, I love Blue Moon. I literally, like, I felt every emotion watching Blue Moon, but I felt the same for Sinners and Marty Supreme. So, like, it's a big choice. I did see, obviously, when this episode comes out, I know who won Best Picture. But, it's show business. It's a popularity contest. The other thing is, before I get into it, the last thing that I did see, One Piece Season 2 officially came out. I love the world of One Piece. As soon as the camera rolls, you are just back in the world. And it is like, it is almost like when you leave the second Avatar movie, Way of the Water, and then you're back in theaters for Fire and Ash. And it's like, oh, I'm back in Pandora. And now you're back in like One Piece, you're back in like visiting these lands. And because I am a huge fan of the anime and the manga, just seeing it in a different way or a different light is kind of refreshing in a way. Like, I love how they get these characters, and their casting choices are so well done. They are like one of one with each other. There's a couple, like, you know, people aren't big on because of, you know, race swapping, which I don't personally believe in. That's a you problem. But like, it's just the way they go about it in the story itself. I think even though, like, yeah, there's some things missing because, you know, it's a 60 episode season in the original anime and manga. So there's some things you're going to miss.
So many episodes.
There's so many episodes.
I want to like One Piece so hard. I could never get it.
Logan's got me in there. I'm watching.
I want to like it. And I'm going to start the show again. I don't think I could ever do the anime just because
it's okay.
I don't have that kind of, but the live action, and because people say it's so good in comparison. So supposedly I read an article where there is actually an answer to what the One Piece is. Yep. But the guy wrote it down, he put it on a piece of paper and sunk it to the bottom of the ocean.
Grandmaster Oda, the creator of One Piece, put the answer to what the One Piece is.
And it is something. It's not just the adventure of being a pirate.
It is like an actual treasure.
There is some...
He confirmed it. It's just where all the treasure is. But yeah, I love that show. I'm very glad season 2 is out. And I did hear they're already getting set for season 3, so I'm really happy about that, because having to wait 3 years for another season was hard. Getting you into it helped because we only just saw it, and I think like that helped getting it back, but like still it was too much time, so I'm glad we can start going more into it because there are a lot of arcs in One Piece.
How you feel about One Piece live action runs in parallel to how I feel about Fallout live action. Like the Fallout show is really great.
It's
and I've
really
always
good.
been a huge fan of those video games and
if you're a big fan of it, I think it's hard for it to like kill you because then you know like you have this and now you have another. It's not like it's overlapping.
Right. They do it in such a way because there have been video game adaptations that are just
shit.
Like, oh, come on, man, in like shows and stuff. But they finally learned how to do video game shows and how to do them right and how to incorporate the right things. Especially, you know, they brought them all to New Vegas, and that's one of the best Fallouts. So.
Super Mario Brothers live action
with Bob Hoskins and
a raging alcoholic Bob Hoskins. John
Leguizamo as Luigi,
and Dennis Hopper as King Koopa.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
The upper echelon of video game movies. I hope we cover it on our Patreon.
That's one where they just overshot on the drugs for the casting.
Oh my goodness.
They didn't do enough drugs, in my opinion.
Well, speaking of, if you would like to support the show, join us now on our Patreon at patreon.com/Miles of Madness. You can be a fully patched in member of Madness for only $1. That's right, only $1.
Only $1, Kevin?
Bear Claw, less than a cup of coffee.
Way less.
It's great.
I'm drinking like a $10 drink right now. It blew my mind.
I know, you could have 10 memberships, Bear Claw.
I know.
You'll have early access to episodes, exclusive bonus content, the opportunity to pick a movie for us to review on a future episode, and you'll get to be a part of our shoutouts at the end of each episode. Speaking of, we want to thank Jen, Lauren, Steven, Eddie, and Kate so much for all your support. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Miles of Madness on your favorite audio platform and YouTube. If you've enjoyed your descent into madness, rate us 5 stars and leave a review. You can find us on Instagram at mouse.of.madness. Check out our video podcast Straight Jacket Talk on our YouTube channel at Miles of Madness. Finally, write to Bear Claw at the Padded Room at outlook.com and let him know what you want for your birthday this year.
Yeah, let me know. It's kind of the birthday season now. Write me what horror movie would bring a smile to your face on your birthday.
The Crow, Bear Claw.
I am a crow pervert. Nobody.
Bear Claw's had a trying episode.
Can't rain every day.
Well, that does it for our review on Happy Death Day, but we'll be back soon with another episode. And gentlemen, we're heading down the road to the Summer of Madness.
Ooh.
Taking a trip on Route 666.
Our first stop is my pick, Dan. We're heading to Haddonfield for Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Affectionately known as Michael Fox.
Bring your Colt robes.
Oh, that's the Cult of Thorn one?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
We're all getting matching tattoos.
We should have
Bear
saved
Claw.
our Dark Star.
I know. We should have saved our Dark Stars.
Played right into my hand. But until then, back to the padded room with you. Great episode, guys. I really think it's one of our best.
Yeah, I didn't see myself at the beginning of the episode whipping out a Dark Star, but here we are.
I really think the skit came really well together, and I can't wait to see where Nathan puts the clown horn this time.
Guess we both had to double whip it out.
Dang.
You guys hear that clown horn?
Wait a minute.
That ain't no moon.
Let's get out of here.
Not again.
This.